So welcome to this episode of Real People. We're going to be talking to Ryan McNairn from RRM Coaching later. But first, a well-kent face in the area, Joe Quinn. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you very much, Paul, for inviting me.
That's all right. So people in the area might know you for your music, I suppose.
They might do, yeah.
They might do. We've seen you about the place playing for many years now.
About 20.
20 in this area, is that right?
Yeah.
I want to rewind, because I don't know really myself. I've known you for quite a while now myself, but I don't really know how you all started the music. How did all that start for you?
Started when I was about 12. I picked up guitar. Then we get involved. Some of the guys, we formed a wee band and we did folk clubs. Mm-hmm. And we also used to go to a place in Gibson Street called the Steakhouse 10.
So you're originally from Glasgow yourself then?
Yes, yeah. So we went to Steakhouse 10 where guys like Alan Tall, who ended up in 984, one of the big theatre companies into television and stuff. Another guy called Frank Coyer, who used to play with John Martin. Right. And these guys were all finger picking and playing the blues and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that fascinated me. Then, I can't even remember this, I ended up playing a support gig for Fairport Convention.
Wow. In
the City Halls, and I ended up as the compere for the folk club with Strathclyde University.
Right.
But
you don't know how any of that happened?
I don't know how it all happened.
You just woke up one morning and you were
woke up, yeah.
So you did that. So the folk club at Strathclyde, I didn't know they had one there.
Yeah, they had one up the top, the Musicians Union up the top.
Right. So you attended Strathclyde University, I take it?
No.
No?
No, I don't, that's what I say, I don't even know
how you got there.
How I got there. It's bizarre.
So how long did you do that for then?
I don't even know. It must have been at least a year or so. I mean, we banged out like Billy Connolly and Hamish Imlach and all these guys, you know. I used to drink in the Scotia.
So when would this be, the 70s then?
70s, yeah. Yeah, when I was about 18, 19.
So these guys are all coming up through the ranks, I guess.
Yeah.
And you'd meet some of these people. Did you ever meet Jerry Rafferty around?
Yeah, I met Jerry Rafferty. I was on stage with Billy Connolly and Jerry Rafferty.
Right.
In Langside College.
Is that Humble Bums?
No, it was just, it was kind of Humble Bums, but the other guy wasn't there.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
But yeah,
Tam Harvey.
That's it.
Tam Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
And that all kind of started there. And then I left the UK. I got married and we went to live in Spain.
Right.
So I was playing down bars in Benidorm.
And you still play
I'm still playing around bars in Spain, yeah.
I've seen you in
40 years later.
So you never know where you're going to turn up. So where's Joe today? He's in Spain. No, he's not. He's in Australia. So in fact, I think the most recent one you've been in Ireland.
Yes, been in Ireland. It was great. It was great to go to Westport and stand outside Matt Malloy's pub, Matt Malloy from the Chieftains, and you just can't get in. It's so busy. It's like that. And it's like that 7 days a week.
And they have music on every night.
Music on every night, yeah. And the pub next door is music on.
The way it should be.
It's the amount of music in Ireland and pubs and towns is incredible.
And how did you? I mean, you obviously played a lot of places in the last 20 years around Balloch in this kind of area. But I see you obviously you go out and about, and I've seen you in Nercha. But talking about the most recent one in Ireland. You play in obviously the occasionals as well, is that?
Yeah, the occasionals, yeah.
Is that occasionals? Yeah. You know, you say tomato, I say tomato.
Yeah. Well, you just think of Cajun chicken.
Ah, okay.
And Cajun music, and you get the occasionals.
Got you now. I've even played with you guys.
You have done, yeah. You played Lomond Shores when I had carpal tunnel.
Yeah. And I had memory loss.
Memory loss.
Like, yeah, what's this? What song's this? Yeah, I remember you shouting the chords out at me. By the fourth gig that weekend I was okay, but the first two were a bit high.
It was bizarre for me as well because I didn't have a guitar, and I just decided to use a 30-foot long mic lead and wander out into the crowd.
That's it, you were doing your front man.
Yeah.
But getting back to Ireland, when you go somewhere like Spain or Australia or wherever you go, do you plan it all first, or do you just go and turn up my pub, take the guitar out and see what happens?
No, yes and no. Spain, we went 4 years in a row, but 2 years we kind of went to Alicante and Benidorm and stuff. And then Emma found Nercha, which had like 8 Irish pubs.
Lovely wee space.
And sessions 3 or 4 days a week during the winter. So I just went over there, and I was, within 2 days, I'd been offered 3 gigs.
Great.
That was it.
And
I just turned up at a session in a pub.
Right, and started playing along basically.
Yeah.
And then they were like...
It was a diddly D session, you know.
Aye. That's good. And you're mostly playing Scots folk stuff out there, or is it a real...
No, I do Scottish, Irish classic covers. I've started doing Cranberries and well, Zombie and U2, and I'm moving on. Now we've got a drummer and like a horn player. It changes the dynamics of the occasionals.
Aye.
So we've got scope for playing different styles.
That's good. And you still keeping busy?
Very busy, yeah. Yeah, I'm away to Glencoe tomorrow night.
I've seen you playing up there too, aye.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're playing in a hotel, in the bar. Sometimes it's busy, sometimes everybody's having their dinner next door. But I've had some great nights here, to be honest.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And do you stay in have you got a camper van or something like that?
I've got a camper van, but the only time I've stayed up there was when the van wouldn't start.
Oh. So you had no choice?
I had no choice.
But luckily you had a camper van.
Lucky I had a camper van. Although I just slept in the back seat, I never folded the seats down and in. I didn't have a duvet or a sleeping bag or nothing.
Guitar case?
I was a little bit cold, but it wasn't too bad.
Now, you must have had some experiences over there. I'm trying to think. What's the biggest crowd I'm going to ask 3 questions, okay? Yeah. What's the biggest crowd you've played to? What's the funniest gig, strangest gig you've played, I suppose? And what's the most scary gig you've played?
That's an easy one.
Start with the scary one if you want.
Start with the scary one. Playing in the Stag's Head, down in Dumbarton, and I was playing Take It Easy, and Guy comes up going, "That's great, man, that's my wife's favourite song, I love you, I love you." Later on I'm playing Hark When... Can he sing that? What? You know. I'm going, I don't know what.
What was the song?
Scots Way.
Right.
Can anybody tell me why I can't sing Scots Way? Well, that's that. So I never played it.
Always better to err on the side of caution.
Yes, yes.
I find.
Absolutely.
But you do get tripped up with some things sometimes.
Yeah. There's songs that you don't realise have connotation. I'm not into football, so
no.
You're playing something and going, can you play that?
No, we need guidance, don't we? There should be a manual.
A manual.
and yeah, that can be scary. The other thing is the biggest crowd.
The biggest crowd, most probably, I have 2 biggest crowds. One was a night we did the opening at Lomond Shores for putting on the lights, and we played along with Skerryvore, and it was just a sea of people, just the whole place was full.
Great.
And the other one we did a festival, Gibson Street Festival, and it was like the whole street, the whole of Gibson Street, you couldn't see anything but people.
Right. Gibson Street's just down from Glasgow Union, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aye.
So that was also, that gig in particular always sticks in my memory because there was, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 people or something. And then we went to play in a pub in the south side and there was 3 people in it.
Happens.
Happens.
Yeah.
So do you sure you want us to play? I just play. You'll get paid anyway. All right.
It's still disheartening, isn't it?
Still, yeah.
But, and the strangest one, the one that the kind of quirkiest gig.
It was in the Grand Canyon, and I'm playing. I got into a hotel on the Grand Canyon, and there's a guy called Kevin Danzig who's playing. Kevin still comes onto my Doghouse page, and he was playing. So we're up to the bar. So I'm a musical. Can I do a couple of songs? She said, "Yeah, let me go." So I goes up. I said, "Do you want Scottish or Irish?" "Scottish." "All right." "Oh, you carried?" Bar manager comes up. "Finish." Took the guitar off me.
Eh?
Apparently, I had a pint on stage. Because you're on federal land, you're not allowed to have any drink on a stage.
A bit harsh.
Yeah.
A bit harsh.
He said, I could have lost my job off that, lost my licence and everything.
Didn't know. Oopsie.
Oops. Yeah,
so right, Joe, what's coming up for you and where can people find what you're up to?
Well, I should, to be honest, I should post more of my gigs up on the Facebook pages. I've got about half a dozen. I don't, but I might get into the habit of doing that.
So Facebook's the place to find you.
Find me. You get me under Joe Quinn.
You may or may not get a hint of a gig.
Yeah, you may or may
What
not.
I've been actually really enjoying is your partner Emma. It comes with you quite a lot of places.
She does, yeah.
And she puts a wee kind of almost podcasty wee video of you, and just like you being you. And I personally think they're really quite good fun, because they're supposed to be mundane.
Aye.
Right. So it's like, Joe, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm just going to have some breakfast. What are you going to have for breakfast? This is what I don't get as well. This guy can eat a full Scottish breakfast, tatty scones, haggis, black pudding, the works, and look at me, he's still got your great shape. You're still in great shape.
I'm not too bad.
I have one square sausage and bang, you know.
But it doesn't work like that. I mean, I could have 10 pints a night and it still wouldn't make any difference.
Some people have just got the right genes, I suppose. Eh?
It's, my mother always said I was a thoroughbred.
That's it. Well, Joe,
You can't fatten a thoroughbred.
Well, obviously not. Joe, thanks for coming on.
And thank you for having us.
It's been great to see you, and I wish you all the best, and keep gigging.
And you too. You keep gigging too.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. So I'm now with my second guest, who's Ryan McNairn.
That's right.
And I've got it right. I'm going to talk, well, Ryan's a fat loss coach, which I feel very paranoid now I'm sitting here opposite you. But I'm very interested to find out what you do and what your background is.
Aye.
So, what is your background, Ryan?
So I ended up in the fitness industry sort of by accident. So I was in the Royal Navy for 10 years and I took an interest in nutrition. So I joined the Navy at 17, left at 27. I would say a few years before I left, I took an interest in actually wanting to feed. So I was a chef, I should probably say that.
Yeah.
I took an interest in actually wanting to feed my shipmates properly. We only got £3.35 per person per day for the budget, so the food was really low quality, and I basically wanted to study nutrition to find out a way to know more and how to kind of feed people with less money and still get them good quality food. So I kind of went on a bit of an adventure studying and stuff like that, and then I decided that I want to take it more serious. So I done my level 4 nutrition course, and then from there I kind of became better at my job, chefing and actually writing better menus.
So you did that during the Navy time?
So I done that during the Navy, and then I thought, do you know what, I could do this for a job. So I looked into like what jobs I could get with my qualification, which wasn't much. So then I considered going to uni and doing a degree, 4 years at uni. I was like 25, 26 by this point. I was like, I don't really want to leave a job to go to uni and do a part-time job. So I was like, I could probably just go and help people with their diet. So I decided to then do my personal trainer course alongside the level 4 nutritional advisor course. And then from there I realised that I don't need to go to uni for 4 years to study the biomechanics of a grapefruit. It's just too much information. So like obviously if you do a nutrition degree, a lot of it is very science-based stuff, and I feel like for me, you don't really need that. You need real life stuff, helping people with actually implementing it. And obviously through the years I've done my own stuff with nutrition, from dieting, to gaining muscle, to running endurance events, all these things, and I feel like you learn more doing the do rather than studying.
And you're feeding all this back now in a coaching sort of capacity?
So I run a programme called Mission Upgrade, as you can see on the t-shirt.
Yep.
So we're a fat loss programme. We help people with loads of different stuff, but our main skill per se is fat loss, just because of the nutrition background, and that's the area people struggle with, is diet.
You've picked a really good part of the world to do that, I'm guessing.
Aye.
I mean, I remember picking my mother and father-in-law up from the airport one time, and we're waiting in their flight come through, and suddenly all these guys started walking out. They looked a bit like me, unfortunately, just like, which you could just tell they were from the west coast of Scotland. You know, they had that shape, and it's just obviously we have got a bad diet here, and you know, we probably drink too much, we probably eat the wrong stuff. Would that be right? Or?
Definitely, man. Like I think alcohol plays a big part. The access to processed food and you've also got the socio-economic side of it, where people don't have a lot of money. Now don't get me wrong, there's ways to eat well and eat cheap, but when it comes to like saving as much money as possible, when it comes to time, people are going to go and get like the 5 for £5 when you get pizza, chips, ice cream, veg for a £5. It's like the price of a coffee nowadays.
Which looks good, but I guess you have to look at what's in the packet.
Of course, it's processed muck, to be honest, but obviously when you've got young kids and you don't have a lot of money and it's an easy choice.
I guess the challenge for you actually would be to go something like that, and actually, not a challenge for you, but there are things in there that are healthy.
Aye, definitely. I think you don't need to go to Waitrose to eat good quality food. Like, you can get good quality meat from Lidl and Aldi, good fruit and veg. It's just about how much processed food you eat, how much takeaways you eat.
How would I know what's processed?
If it's in a box, a ready meal is processed. I've actually got a really good training that I do called Traffic Light Nutrition that breaks down all this from kind of green, amber and red. So if anyone's watching, drop me a message and I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
but processed food. So the issue with the Western world now is the level of highly processed food that we consume. Highly processed food is food that is essentially is chemically engineered in a way. So you get a pizza in a box, you look at the back, you got 40, 50 ingredients, you've got loads of added stuff that affects hormones in the body, the calorie to protein ratios, it's a lot of calories and low protein, so it's no filling you up, it's leaving you lacking in energy, and that dough is manufactured with different ingredients. It's not just flour, water and yeast.
Preservatives and stuff.
Preservatives and other chemicals, flavourings, MSG.
So, I mean, I'm just thinking as you're talking, obviously, about processed food, about how there seems to be more mental health issues. People are more allergic to things now than they used to be. It seems to be, I don't know, I don't remember as much gluten intolerance or lactose intolerance when I was your age. You know, it's like, it seems to be massive now, and like, is there a link there, I wonder? I
think it's the quality of stuff in it. When you were younger, you probably got fresh milk.
We got milk from the farm.
Exactly.
A glass bottle.
Aye.
You know.
And now it goes through such more processing than it used to. And I think as well, the more local you can get your food, the better. So I go to like Sloan's Butchers down the Vale, and sometimes he goes to Ayr to get his cows. But sometimes it's cows that have came from the fields in Bonhill, just up behind our houses. So that's the food chain. The closer the food chain is to you, the better. Like raspberries, blackberries, stuff that grows in Scotland, rather than always going for healthy foods that might come from Brazil, all over the world.
America.
Exactly.
The carbon footprint will be massive.
Aye, and not even that. The quality. As soon as a fruit is picked, it starts to die. So if that takes 5 days to get to you, it's not going to be fresh. Whereas if you're eating the cow that's behind your house, it's much better for you because it's closer to home, and you can trust the processes it goes through when it's local. And people care more. People care about your food when it's their local business that's affected, which is a massive thing, I think. So
when you do your coaching, I mean, how many people would you personally coach, and how often would you speak to them? So I speak to my clients every single day, and the issue that a lot of people, the image that people get in the fitness industry is that, right, you get like a gym plan and you get maybe a calorie target and you get sent on your way, and that's not what coaching is. That's just getting given a plan. Now, the difference between getting a plan and someone actually guiding you through that plan and coaching you, and like, life has a lot of ups and downs, there's a lot of moving parts. It's not as simple as, right, here's your 12-week plan, follow that bang on and you'll be fine. Because you have sickness, you have family events coming up, you have, maybe someone's died, maybe you go on holiday for a couple of days, and a lot of people think that they need to be perfect, but you just so easy to go off the tracks, isn't it? Aye, but the issue that a lot of people have is that they think there's a track to go off. Well, maybe there is, but as long as you're kind of trying, and you're going to maybe not be able to track your food for a couple of days, or you might have a takeaway during the week because you've
like being late in for work, and you could make a better decision, but you're a human being, sometimes it's going to happen, but it's all about how you react to the next decision, rather than just letting your emotions take over and just going, right, oh, I've had a takeaway in the middle of the week, so that's me messed up my diet for the week, then that spills into the next week. There's a saying that with every breath you can take another step. So if you have a takeaway on a Wednesday night, make sure that you eat better food the Thursday morning, and it's the little small habits that actually make a big impact. What time you go to your bed, that dictates what food you're going to eat through the day. A lot of people don't realise that, but when you're tired, your hunger levels rise with it. So the more tired you are, the more hungry you are, the less control you have over your actions when it actually comes to food. So I go to bed early.
I tend to go at 10 o'clock, is that early?
That's good, that's good.
And then I wake up at stupid o'clock, sometimes 5:30.
Aye.
But I'm a morning person. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, I guess. So I get, like, example, right? I buy a wee app, so I do chair yoga for 6 days and think I'm doing great and I'm loving it. And then I forget to do it one day because some family thing happens or whatever, and then another day goes by and I forget again. And now I'm thinking, I've paid 22 quid for an app and I'm not using it.
Aye.
I mean, that's just a wee example, but people have all these different diets to do different things, and then something throws you off, and then it's hard to get back on track again.
That's why a lot of people need a coach. They don't need an app. Spend all the money you want on an app, but an app doesn't guide you through the process. An app doesn't speak to you like a human being. An app doesn't advise you on your diet.
It doesn't say, Paul, what happened that day?
Aye.
Why did you not do that?
Aye, it doesn't pick you up and say, look mate, what's going on here? I've seen that you've missed a few sessions. And when you get really good coaching, you've got someone that knows exactly what's going on every day. And that means that you can't miss a beat, you can't go weeks without it. And like, missing stuff is part of being human. We all have our flaws, we all make mistakes, we all might miss sessions because we slept in. I still do it. I'm a human being, I'm not a robot. So the issue is that people think that consistency means being perfect all the time. Consistency is just being good for an actual proper amount of time, for years. It takes years to be.
A week doesn't really matter.
A week means nothing.
So you can write yourself back in the track again.
Of course, a perfect week isn't a thing. And if you try and be perfect every single week, you're not going to be able to keep it up. If you just try and be better than you were yesterday, try and make progress, track what you're doing, and actually put effort into it. A lot of people want the result straight away as well, and it's not about a result, it's not about being one stone down, it's about being better than you were yesterday and becoming a better version of yourself, for you, for your kids, for the people around about you. Fitness shouldn't be this, oh, I want to lose weight. It should be, I want to become a better, stronger, healthier human being.
It's more a life choice than just a short-term thing.
It's a lifestyle change.
Ryan, where do people find you, if you like, and you know, if they wanted to get advice from you or even get coached by you, how do they approach?
So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm RRM_mission upgrade. Click on my profile, follow me on Instagram. If you click the link in my bio, you can go straight onto our website, you can see what we're all about, you can fill in an inquiry form, and there's some free recipe books and nutrition resources on there as well for anyone that wants some free stuff.
We'll share that kind of stuff as well. So I just want to say, Ryan, thanks for coming in.
Aye, thanks for having me.
I've got some information from you already for free.
Free stuff,
free stuff. No, it was great, I appreciate it, and I'll look into what you're doing as well.
Aye, thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
No bother. So I just want to thank the two guests in this show, and that was Joe Quinn and Ryan McNairn. Until next time, all the best.